want your business to be memorable? Then it's time to create something amazing.
Money itself isn't lost or made. It's simply transferred from one perception to another, like magic. Hey, it's Sneller, creator of super cool custom promotional packaging and unique marketing materials, ready to bring you Season 6, Episode 1 of Create Something Amazing, the podcast. So let's get started. So as you know from our last session, and we've now moved up to a new season of Create Something Amazing, the podcast, and we're up to about 2007. I'm going to try to rip through these things quickly, but I produce so many cool solutions, it's kind of hard not to give them all their proper due. I don't want to really skip too many of them, especially now that I'm showing pictures of these things on Vimeo and YouTube, etc. But Bud Light did a really cool promotion with me through a local advertising agency here in St. Louis for thumb wrestling. It was a thumb wrestling championship, a series of promotions nationwide where, again, people that are drinking in the bar wanted something to do, so why not do some thumb wrestling? So they needed some promos, some swag, some merch. Who do you come to but Sneller for that? So we did really cool t-shirts, some bumper stickers, some big foam hands in the shape of a thumb, all custom printed with the Bud Light Thumb Wrestling Championship logo. We also did a special rub-on decal. So they had basically tables or boards that they wanted to customize with the logo where, again, you put your hands up there and you do the thumb wrestling. So how we could do that is with a rub-on decal. Normally, I use those on the back of automobiles, car dealerships, stuff like that. So when you see Jim Trineri Chevrolet or whatever, your local auto dealership is, and then there's a rub-on decal, they're made by Sneller, but I use that same decal to allow each individual establishment bar to rub on the logo onto the thumb wrestling game board, if you will. Really beautiful piece for Bud Light. They did more than boxes and binders and folders and stuff with Sneller, all kinds of swag too, and merch. And no podcast, especially when I'm talking about 2006, 2007, would be complete without talking about ring binders. And again, I was still upgrading these things and making them beautiful. Again, for my local St. Louis ad agency that did all the soy and the soy biodiesel projects, did this beautiful soy biodiesel ring binder. Again, upgrading these things. So it's not just some ugly vinyl or plastic binder. It's custom, handmade, turned edge binder, digitally printed, rounded back spine, inside, beautiful, full color, both sides, index tabs with custom tab extension, custom DVD that we replicated and screen printed on the surface of Soy Ohio Soy Biodiesel. You got to look at this picture to truly understand just how beautiful this piece is. So again, back in the day, I was super active in every local association that somehow touched marketing. So any association that my target audience belonged to, which is ad agencies, graphic designers, marketing people, and they would always come to me for their annual award invitations that they send out to the creative community, and I would donate those just because it was such great marketing and advertising for me, again, to hit all of my target audience. So the piece that I'm going to show here is one I did for the AIGA, local graphic design association, and they had an award show called The Ruling, and it was the 12th show. So they wanted to make it look like a ruler, and so what do we do? But we took a printed booklet, held it together with a screw post. It was a long, skinny thing made to look like a ruler, made out of wood, of course, for the ruling. So we printed the wood pieces front and back, all the little inside slider pieces that would fan out almost like a fan, like a Chinese fan kind of thing, and then put those together in a mailing tube and mailed those out to the local community. Great marketing and advertising. If you're not going to promote yourself and show your own creativity, then I don't know what you're doing, and nobody's ever done that longer, more often, and with more enthusiasm and gusto than Sneller. So my next case study is just kind of a fun thing. So beautiful set of mailing boxes, prospecting boxes, marketing boxes. And this is back when boxes were basically brown and printed with black ink. Sneller was the first to really jazz these things up and make them super beautiful. So a local printing company. So there's something new for you. And I touch all kinds of resellers, including printing companies come to me. And what's really interesting about working with a printing company, if they want, it's kind of cumbersome, but if we want, I can take their printed sheets and then mount them to whatever the finished solution is. Mailing boxes in this case, or ring binders or folders or whatever. I can take their printed sheets so they get to participate in the project. They obviously know that they like the quality control. There's no press check involved because they're the one printing it. So in this case, this printer came to me and we created a set of 4 mailing boxes, really pretty pieces. They said ideas, growth, space, breakthrough, printed full color outside and inside mailer style boxes, the thing that Sneller's great at. But again, back in 2007, nobody was doing these things except for Sneller, and thanks to Sneller, this printer, really pretty piece. So I'm ripping through these fast today because I've got this really cool project I'm working on right now, which again, we'll talk about 5 years from now. So really would be a life-changing experience if we get this order. And every year I say that, and every year I've been fortunate so far to get one of those monster orders. So anyway, but before we do that, I want to talk about another ring binder project. I know, man, still doing tons of binders back in the day. So again, local agency, the people that did all the soybean projects with me, also did these really beautiful binders with me for the Swine Health Network and the Pork Checkoff. So again, how do you jazz up ring binders? Well, you already know what I did. So handmade, turned edge, full color printed, beautiful offset printed index tab dividers. The binders had a sheet lifter to help turn the pages over the rings, an angle D metal or a slant D metal, which again is where Sneller's career started with a company called Cardinal that invented the slant D ring binder, slant D ring metal, but that goes back to the 1980s. And hey, we're up to 2007, but this binder set, two different binders, curved spine, curved right hand index tab side, fold over magnetic flap, just a gorgeous piece. You've got to see the pictures. SnellerCreative.com, Jeff at SnellerCreative.com. So I did a great job of going fast in this episode. The last thing I want to talk about, I think I've talked about it again, but it's worth showing one more time. One of my local customers, again, came to me through a graphic design company. It was called Saberliner, made aircraft. Beautiful, private jets for people with more money than me to fly around on. But they went into a series of promotional things, and we did binders and folders and all the usual stuff. But also, back in 2006, the St. Louis Cardinals were the World Series champions. They gave away, or the idea was to give away, and we did, these beautiful collector baseballs that came in an acrylic case. But we wanted to jazz these things up because, again, this ball in its acrylic case, while it was the real gift, didn't give my company, Saberliner, any branding opportunities. So what we did was create this base. It looked like home plate out of wood, stained it beautiful brown so that all the attributes of the wood shone through the stain, and then we laser engraved placard or a metal plate that had their company logo on it in front of the baseball. So you must see the pictures. We also, of course, put them in a mailing box, sent it out with a printed card, crinkle cut, drop shipped to a database, blah blah blah, all the usual stuff from Sneller. So anyway, this is the end of our latest podcast episode. Create something amazing. Are you ready to create something amazing? We do it all, man. SnellerCreative.com, Jeff at SnellerCreative.com. Money never sleeps, pal.
If you need to make your business memorable, then you need Sneller Creative. Unique Marketing Collateral, custom promotional packaging, custom marketing material, dimensional marketing, built to order, from scratch, made in the USA. Create something amazing today. Go to SnellerCreative.com. Thank you for listening to Create Something Amazing. For more episodes, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Create Something Amazing, a Sneller Creative podcast.